Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. 97% of the passenger terminal building in the new Muscat International Airport and 70% of Dukum Airport building are completed. Within the program of Partnership for Development, Oman Aviation Academy shareholders signed an agreement for educating and training national and regional cadres for civil and military aviation. The National Defense College celebrates the graduation of its fourth batch of senior officers. And the Ministry of Education completes the process of selecting 1,139 male and female teachers for the coming academic year. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. 97% construction work of the passenger terminal building in the new Muscat International Airport is completed. 20 million passengers is the absorptive capacity of the airport in its first phase, which will increase in future to 48 million passengers annually. The 580,000 square meter passenger terminal building is comprised of 3 sections with 118 counters for airline companies with 82 counters for Royal Oman Police. The building has 40 aerobridges to transfer passengers from and to the building through 29 waiting lounges. It is worth mentioning that the new airport will have a 4-star hotel. The airport, when fully ready, will provide all facilities for guests to the Sultanate. The Ministry of Transport and Communications stressed that 70% of the passenger terminal building in Dukum Airport is achieved. The ministry explained that it seeks to complete the project at the end of the current year. The absorptive capacity of the 8,660 square meter passenger terminal building will reach to 500,000 passengers annually. The ministry also indicated that Dukum Airport project contained air navigation complex, including control tower, navigation and meteorology buildings, besides other services and maintenance building for the airport's equipment. The Public Authority for Partnership in Development signed an agreement with Oman Aviation Academy shareholders to educate and train national and regional cadres for civil and military aviation in cooperation with Airbus Helicopters Company. The national carrier Oman Air is the first one to benefit from this agreement, whereby 48 pilots will be trained to add to the new crew. The Academy will use Sohar Airport as its premises and will be able to receive more than 80 trainees every year. The Oman Aviation Academy will play an important role in the development of the Sultan's national economy through the development of local aviation sector and training highly skilled pilots, as well as its future role in meeting the needs of the Middle East aviation professionals, which is estimated as more than 30,000 pilots in the next 20 years. The signing ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masood Al-Sunaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. The National Defense College celebrated the graduation of its 4th batch with the participation of a number of senior officers of Sultan's Armed Forces, Royal Guard of Oman, Royal Oman Police and Military and Security Services, in addition to a number of officials from the ministries, government authorities and establishments. The graduation ceremony was held at the college's premises at Muaskar Beit Al-Falaj. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al-Khalili, Minister of Justice, who congratulated the graduates, wishing them further success and urging them to implement knowledge acquired in the college in their respective bodies. The college is the highest strategic institution at the national level. It promotes intellectual creativity, research and development at strategic level. This round's program aimed to acquaint the participants with research, analysis and assessment of Oman's national security potentials and dimensions. Entrepreneurs in transport sector called for the necessity of restricted investments in the sector for Omanis and agreed during the meeting held with officials from Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry to form a joint committee to discuss disabilities faced at their work. The meeting aimed to understand the demands of small and medium-sized companies in transport sector, in addition to provide the government's vision about the sector. Al-Raft Fund signed an agreement with Oman Oil Company to inaugurate the second batch of marketing initiative, which supported 10 beneficiaries of Raft Fund. The initiative aimed to find local economic power able to provide distinctive products and services that competed foreign products. Treasury bills that are ready for issuance have reached 461 bills, and with the total value of 40.5 million Omani riyals. A report issued by the Central Bank of Oman stated that the average acceptance value is 99 riyals and 717 paisa for every 100 riyals, while the least acceptance value reached 99 riyals and 15 paisa for every 100 riyals. The report mentioned that the profit rate on buybacks with CBO is 1.733% from the 31st of July. On the other hand, the discount rate with CBO is the same period in 2.48%. Still to come in our news bulletin. Some parts of the Sultanate witnessed various intensities rains, especially in the governorate of Dakhliya. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Ministry of Education has completed the process of selecting 1,139 male and female teachers in preparation for the coming academic year. His Excellency Mustafa bin Ali Abdul Latif, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Education for Administration and Finance Affairs, said that the number of applicants for teachers' vacancy which meet the academic standards reached 1,746, out of which 83% of them are females. His Excellency clarified that the percentage of those who succeeded in the applied levels varied according to specializations between 40 to 75%. He also pointed out that the ministry is in coordination with Sultan Qaboos University to adopt the mechanism of choosing candidates for teaching professions so as to prepare and design a suitable theoretical and practical test papers according to scientific basics. 968 graduates were accepted in the engineering field for jobs during the specialized exhibition for job seekers. The exhibition attracted 2,200 job seekers of bachelor, higher diploma and vocational diploma in engineering and technical specializations. Around 108 companies participated from the private sector, who promised 1,600 job opportunities. The value of fisheries in the artisanal fishing sector reached more than 57 million Omani riyals during the first quarter of 2017. National Center for Statistics and Information stated in a publication to the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth that the Sultan's production of fisheries increased by 6.1% during the first quarter of the year. It added that the amount of the fisheries in the market reached 94,140 tons in 7 coastal governorates by the end of last March, indicating that artisanal fishing presents 99%. More than 8,000 male and female students were received by colleges of technology in the Sultanate during 2016-2017. The colleges are ready to receive new batch of students for the coming academic year, where all buildings are supplied with technical equipment needed to facilitate the educational process. The vocational training is accompanied by technical training in various fields arranged in 6 centers and 2 institutions for qualifying courses for fishermen in the wilayas of Salalah and Al-Khabura. In 2017, these centers and institutions will be transformed into vocational colleges with 31 specializations. Due to the increase in air and sea streams during the fall season in the governorate of Dhofar, swimming in beaches is dangerous and can lead to drowning. Although warning signs are everywhere and instructions and advices are given by the Royal Oman police officers, some ignore them and eventually lose their lives. Within the efforts of Royal Oman Police in securing the Far's visitors in fall, Coast Guard's station in the governorate increased their patrols and rescue teams are placed along the Salalah coastline. The authorities urge visitors to follow warning signs and prevent children from getting close to sea. The wilaya of Al-Hamra and Nizwa in the governorate of Dakhliya witnessed moderate to heavy rainfalls, which meant the wadis and tributaries to overflow. Many people came out to feel the cool weather, including our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
Moderate to heavy rain fell on the wilayats of Al-Hamra and Nizwa, which led to the flow of some wadis and reducing the temperatures. The center of Al-Hamra and its adjacent villages, in addition to Tanoof and Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar in Nizwa, witnessed various amounts of rain. Rain brings joy and happiness to families. As soon as the rain stops, they go outdoors to enjoy the scenes of the wadis and the fresh air. The Directorate General of Meteorology at the Public Authority for Civil Aviation predicts chances of convective cloud development with isolated rain and occasional thunder shower over Al-Hajar Mountains and the adjoining wilayats over the coming few days this week. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will witness cloudy skies with chances of scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be south to southwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. 97% of the passenger terminal building in the new Muscat International Airport and 70% of the Duqm Airport buildings are completed. Within the program of Partnership for Development, Oman Aviation Academy shareholders signed an agreement for educating and training national and regional cadres for civil and military aviation. The National Defence College celebrates the graduation of its fourth batch of the senior officers. And the Ministry of Education completes the process of selecting 1,139 male and female teachers for the coming academic year. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.